Hi, I'm Ron Story Jr., the founder of Speaker Hub Pro, and I want to welcome you over and say thank you for watching the webinar on how to get booked for a paid speaking gig in 20 minutes, even if you were just starting out. You didn't have a list of speaking leads, and you don't know what to say to the host. You're watching this video because you want help to get booked for more paid speaking gigs. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to help you. Getting booked for speaking gigs used to be really hard, but not anymore. We've discovered something called the Speaker Flywheel. And the Speaker Flywheel is where a speaker uses podcasts to get associations and small gigs to get conferences, and conferences to establish their thought leadership in media outlets. And they continue to follow this process over and over and over, leveraging smaller opportunities to get larger opportunities over time and to build their careers. Now, how did I discover the Speaker Flywheel? Well, these are my three companies. 5 Contacts is where we've done for you pitching services for speakers for the last 5-6 years. We also used to set sales appointments for software companies as a growth hacker. PitchDB. This is our podcast booking software. It's very similar to Speaker Hub Pro, but it only has podcast in it now, right? And then PR Pitches. This is our PR software for writers and PR agencies. It's very similar to Speaker Hub Pro too, but it only has PR opportunities in it. So when I think about what I've learned from these 3 businesses, from 5 Contacts, I applied what I learned from growth hacking to the speaking industry. With PitchDB, I learned the power of being a guest on podcasts. And with PR Pitches, I learned how print media creates thought leaders. So I learned to apply all of those things into what you'll be learning today, which we call the Speaker Flywheel. So since I recently purchased Speaker Hub, I really believe in the work that Andras started. I also believe in the results that we've gotten for our clients in my 3 companies below. So I believe that they should give you confidence that we can do the same for you because we were working with similar speakers and entrepreneurs. Because the testimonials that were given were not directly for Speaker Hub Pro, I will not show the names of the clients in the testimonials because they were clients of our other companies. Ethically, I didn't think that was right. Because if you were to ask them, hey, you use Speaker Hub Pro? They would say no. But if you asked if they've used 5 Contacts or PitchDB or PR Pitches, or even if they've worked with me directly, they would always confirm that we help them. But here's one thing you can be sure of. The results are real, and we're generating using the processes that I'm going to show you today. So let's get started. If you're an emerging speaker who's been speaking for a couple of years, and you charge under $3,000 per speech, and you're doing less than 1 speaking gig per month, pay attention. This is for you. The Speaker Flywheel has completely changed how people think about getting booked for speaking gigs, especially if you're just starting out. This is going to change the game for you because it stops you from being distracted by all the flashing lights. Instead of pitching conferences that you would never qualify to speak at, that may pay $20,000 or $30,000, here with the Emerging program, we show you how to leverage podcasts to work on your message, but also use those podcasts to work on your presentation skills at local associations and small groups. That's the way you get the flywheel running until you're ready for the larger stages with 1,000 or 2,000 people in the audience. It makes sense to start with a smaller group. So let's review the 4 elite growth hacks that we learned in the previous video. Number 1, be proactive about the way you pitch. Proactively pitch the stages you want. Don't wait to be found or discovered in a directory. Take control of your speaking career. Growth hack number 2, use one stage to get you a bigger stage. Always be building momentum from the smaller podcasts to the larger ones, from podcasts to associations, from smaller associations to conferences. Always be building momentum. Growth hack number 3, learn to give a profitable free speech. I hear it all the time when speakers say, I don't want to speak for free. And all I hear is, I don't know how to make money when I speak for free. That's all I hear, right? If they don't pay me up front, I don't know how to make money. That's what I hear when I hear that, right? So you may not always get paid to show up, but you should always get paid during or after an event. A TED Talk is a great example of that. And hack number 4, invest in the right tools and data sets in order to grow your business. Elite speakers are not Googling and creating spreadsheets. They outsource that work to someone else, either someone on their team or to another company, or maybe they're using a tool like SpeakerHub Pro. So here's the question you have to ask yourself. If I use the emerging speaker flywheel 15 minutes a day, will I finally get results? My answer to that question for you would be yes. Why? Because I've done it countless number of times, right? As you'll see later, there's a testimonial of someone when we got them their first conference speech out of state. We're going to show you that. But here's how we do it. What we believe is that you should be pitching 2 podcasts a day. If you do this consistently, you'll end up being a guest on 48 podcasts throughout the year. The reason why this is important is because this gets you the confidence that you need to be able to talk about your topic to anybody around the world. It also lets people around the world know about you and your message. The average podcast has more downloads than the average audience for a live speaking gig. So you're practicing your message, but you're also letting the world know about what you do. The second thing you should be doing is pitching associations. You should be sending 3 pitches a day to associations. Over a month, that would be 60 pitches. That should result in at least 1 association speaking gig every single month. Now, will it happen in the first 30 days? Maybe not. But if you build the momentum over time and you follow up properly, you should end up with 12 speaking gigs in the next year, right? So by doing 48 podcast interviews and 12 local association gigs, that will put you in the top 10% of speakers in the world, because the average speaker only does 5 speaking gigs. So let me ask you a question. Are you getting on your dream stages currently? If the answer to that was a resounding heck yes, then you don't need our emerging program. You may need to look at a higher program so that we can help you. If a different answer came to mind, pay close attention, because I'm about to offer to help you. Here's how we can help. We have the Emerging SpeakerHub Pro program. It's going to give you a speaker page that helps organizers to find you in the search. It's going to give you the speaker CRM that helps you to track all of your opportunities and all of the pitches that you send. We're going to give you access to speaker data specifically for your speaker flywheel, which is for associations and podcasts. We're going to give you access to Speaker GPT, which is our AI service, which matches you with the right gigs based on your profile and also writes custom pitches for you. And if you need it, we offer Speaker VA, where we'll have a VA send the pitches for you. Now, as I mentioned before, prior to purchasing SpeakerHub, I ran a done-for-you booking service called 5 Contacts. And here are some of the responses we got. You can see, this is hey, I'm open to a brief call, right? Over the last 12 months, I've worked with over 300 speakers booking conferences just like this, booking meetings, right? We book podcast interviews, small group meetings, corporate consulting, and conferences. I'm confident that the speaker flywheel works. This is great. Someone sent me this. Hey, Ron, I had my first successful discovery call. My second meeting is booked. That's for a speaking gig. I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate your feedback a couple weeks ago about call reluctance and mindset and high performance. It really made a difference in my messaging, and it was exactly the problem he has. This is a corporate consulting client. So not only was he already booking podcasts with us, and he was doing small groups, but he got a large corporate consulting gig out of this. This is a great customer of mine. We have the results to prove it, right? This person in April, they said, hey, I've been doing well. I got invited to speak on 2 podcasts, and I'm applying for 2 conferences. I only sent out 66 DBs, as they call them, pitches, right? That's progress. But we've been doing this for a long time. Here are our results from back in 2021. Just so that you know, we're not new to doing these things. We've been doing this for your favorite speakers in private for a long time. So, who does the Emerging Speaker Program work for? It works for entrepreneurs, authors, consultants, coaches, trainers, healthcare professionals, nonprofit leaders, corporate executives, marketing professionals, sales professionals, bloggers, technology experts, real estate agents, fitness instructors, financial advisors, life coaches, musicians and artists, HR professionals, legal professionals, scientists, and of course, emerging speakers. So, maybe you may be thinking, man, I don't have time to be doing all of this. Well, look, if you don't have the time, maybe you're not tech savvy. We offer a done-for-you service, so we can do it for you. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But let me show you how easy it is, because I think you could do it on your own without needing our help. So here's what you're going to get when you sign up for the Speaker Hub Pro Emerging program today. You're going to get access to over 3 million podcasts. Not like the normal podcast matching services where they only have a couple thousand podcasts on there. We have every podcast in the world, and you can reach out to them. You get access to thousands of associations. By the time of launch, we will have over 20,000 associations in our database. And as a bonus, today I'm going to toss in media outlets. At the time of launch, outside of beta, we will have over 200,000 media contacts, journalists, and media companies from around the world in the data set. So this is an amazing deal, right? Even if we offered it for $3,000 a year and $2,500 a month, right? So Speaker Hub Pro, here's what you get as an emerging speaker. You get access to our 3 million podcasts, which is every podcast in the world. You get access to thousands of associations, and you get access to thousands of media outlets and journalists. And we're going to give you 100 pitches a month to be able to complete your flywheel. Now, the regular post-beta price of this will be $3,000 a year with a $495 sign-up fee. But because this is the beta version of the software, we're going to actually give you, since you were a past Speaker Hub customer, a lifetime deal. So you'll be able to pay once and have access to all of our data for the rest of your life. That's a $30,000 value. But we're also going to waive the sign-up fee for those who signed up on the waiting list. And we're going to actually welcome you back as a past or current Speaker Hub member, paid member. We're going to give you $1,000 off also. All right. So let's see what you're going to get. So not only do you get the access to the emerging speaker program, but you also get an upgrade to your speaker page. So if you have a free speaker page or you stop paying for your silver or gold page, we're going to welcome you back and give you a gold page. How incredible is that? Here's the importance of having a page. I did a search for one of my elite clients, and his name is Sean Fair. Sean speaks everywhere. I mean, he's highly well known. You can Google him yourself. And you can see when we put his name into Google, he came up with his normal website first, but his Speaker Hub page was second, above his LinkedIn, his YouTube, and his Instagram. That's how powerful having a Speaker Hub page is. Because sometimes you don't want people going to your personal social media accounts. You want them to find you in a very professional way. And I am always amazed when we outrank LinkedIn for speakers. Instead of sending out a one sheet now, Sean no longer has to add a PDF as an attachment. He can just put the link to his Speaker Hub page, and they can find out all the information they want. They can see recommendations and testimonials. They can get access to the slides from past presentations. They can see all of his speaker reels and all of his memorable moments from doing large conferences and teaching around the world. And he can also display his thought leadership when he was getting those press coverages that we talk about in the speaker wheel, where he has his book and other things and other articles where he's been in the media. So your speaker page allows you to show up in your best light and show your entire speaker flywheel. Now, currently, we charge $349 a year for a speaker page gold, but we're going to give you that for life, for a one-time payment today when you buy the Emerging Speaker Program. The value of that lifetime access is $3,490. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get lifetime access to Speaker Hub Pro Emerging Speakers, which is worth $31,495. You're going to get lifetime access to Speaker Page Gold, which is a $3,490 value, for a total value with just those two tools alone of $34,985, because you don't have to pay annual fees. How cool is that? But then we're going to add something else. You're going to get Speaker GPT, which is our private version of ChatGPT that we've built specifically for speakers. This is what you will use to be able to write custom one-to-one pitches. No more templates like that are used by another 10,000 speakers that have all downloaded them from a coaching program. You will write one-of-one pitches. There will never be a second pitch written like the one that you send to that podcast host or event planner. That's all done through Speaker GPT. We also use Speaker GPT to match you with the right opportunities, even before the pitches are sent. So think about how powerful that is. We're using AI to match you with the opportunities that match, and then we're using it to write the perfect pitch for you. In the future, we're going to be doing something even cooler. The Speaker GPT will coach you daily towards your speaker flywheel goals. That's coming this fall, so be sure to sign up to get early access. Now, so here's what you're going to get. You're going to get Speaker GPT, which we normally retail for $300 a year. You're going to get lifetime access to Speaker GPT. So you no longer have to pay the $25 for ChatGPT to write your pitches. Now you have access to Speaker GPT, which uses the latest GPT model from OpenAI for $3,000. You get that totally included today in your plan. So what are you getting lifetime access to? Speaker Hub Pro, the Emerging Speaker Program, Speaker Page Gold, and Speaker GPT, a $3,000 value, all together worth $37,985. But we're also going to give you something else. What's the value of having all the data, being able to reach out with AI, having a nice page, if you don't have a way to manage that data? So you're going to get access to Speaker CRM. Speaker CRM is where you can manage all of your pitches and all of your reach outs. So you don't have to download anything out of Speaker Hub in order to send pitches like you have to do with other softwares. With other softwares, yes, you can search through opportunities, but now you must download those opportunities and into a spreadsheet and start the whole process over. With Speaker CRM, that's eliminated, right? So you can send your pitch from right inside of the software. You can upload your own leads. So if you want to download leads from the other softwares, you totally can. You can download them, upload them into our system, and our AI will match you with them and send those pitches. I know a lot of services, they offer lead lists, but those lead lists are usually a bunch of random conferences instead of specific conferences for you. Our AI will match you to the ones that actually work for you. You can keep detailed notes on those conversations and opportunities, and you can also create your own personalized templates, right? So you can use the templates. If you don't want to use the AI and you want to say something specific, you can use your personalized templates in order to reach out to the speakers inside of the Speaker CRM. So here's what you're going to get. Instead of charging you $300 a year like we normally do in our other services, we're going to charge nothing. We're going to include lifetime access to Speaker CRM in your bundle today when you get the Emerging Speaker program. So you're going to get access to Speaker Hub Pro Emerging Speaker. You're going to get access to Speaker Hub Gold. You're going to get access to Speaker GPT. You're going to get access to Speaker CRM. All lifetime accesses, all today. That's a value of $40,985. So, as I promised you, Speaker Hub is truly a hub. We have everything you need to get booked and for paid speaking gigs. It's all in one place, not all over the place. And here's proof. Once you sign up for your emerging program today, you'll be able to save a lot of time and energy. Think about these 11 costly items you'll be able to eliminate just because you now have Speaker Hub Pro. You can stop Google searches for speaking gigs and podcasts. You can stop creating spreadsheets with leads. You can stop paying for podcast matching software and podcast matching services. You can stop paying for ChatGPT. You can stop paying for complicated CRM software. You can stop paying for cold email software. Stop using old speaker sheets off of Fiverr. No longer paying Fiverr for speaker sheets. You can stop using generic pitch templates. Get rid of the complicated website builders. No more email guessing software plugins, and no more email verification software. When you go and find those leads on Google, you got to make sure that the emails are right. Or if one of your coaches sold you a list of leads, sometimes that data is outdated. So you need to verify. So you can get rid of all of this stuff. Just throw it in the trash can. You don't need it anymore because now you have Speaker Hub Pro. So what else do you need? We gave you the CRM. We gave you the pages. We gave you ChatGPT. We gave you the data. We offered help if you don't want to send the pictures yourself. What else do you need? Well, as an emerging speaker, I always hear people say, hey, Ron, I'm an emerging speaker. I do a lot of podcasts, but I don't make any money from going on podcasts. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I've gone on podcasts and I've gotten 3,000 customers to pay us for our company, PitchDB, by me going on podcasts because we sell software that gets people booked on podcasts. I didn't feel it would be fair for me to advertise on Facebook or Google to get those customers. So I've gotten 3,000 customers myself just from being a guest on podcasts, right? So I'm going to teach you a live training on how to get paid from podcast interviews, right? That live training alone is worth $2,000. So we're going to add that to the list of things that we're going to provide you. So you're going to get lifetime access to Speaker Hub Pro. You're going to get the speaker page. You're going to get Speaker GPT and Speaker CRM, along with a live training from me on how I got 3,000 clients. And I'm going to open up my LinkedIn and show you all the people who messaged me from hearing me on a podcast, right? So now I've given you all the tools you need, and I showed you how to take an unprofitable podcast interview and learn how to generate revenue from it. I'm going to teach that class. What else do you need? You need anything else? Well, if you're an emerging speaker, you probably want access to different checklists and standard operating procedures. So we're just going to give that to you also, right? We're going to add that to the deal today, along with the video library. So over the last 2 years, we've built out, 20 courses or so for speakers and thought leaders who want to build their personal brands. So we're going to give you access to this community and give you access to all of the SOPs and checklists, right? So you can see we got a lot of courses that we think you would find value in. So you're going to get Speaker Hub Pro, Speaker Pages, Speaker GPT, Speaker CRM, and now you're going to get the professional checklist and video library, along with the live training on how to get paid from podcasts. All of that together is $44,985 worth of value if I sold them all individually, right? So if I were to charge individually for these, this is what this would be worth. This is incredible, right? So you're already in the beta. Would you like to continue getting early access to new Speaker Hub Pro features. As you can see, we've mapped out everything in Figma for the next couple of years about all of our features. But we would love to have you have access to it early. So here's what you'll get. Here's a couple of examples. Speaker GPT coming this fall will be daily coaching you towards your speaker wheel goals, your speaker flywheel goals. How cool is that? So imagine being able to get the coaching you need to take you to the next level of the flywheel. Now, a lot of times speaker mentorships can cost tens of thousands of dollars, and they don't even have direct insight into the types of pitches you're doing. We can actually see your pitches, know what you're saying, if it's right or not, know the ratios that you're pitching, and be able to give you real feedback on your progress, something your current coach could never do. Now, I'm not saying get rid of your current coach, but I guarantee you this could be a great supplement. But for those who can't afford the $3,000 a month masterminds and things of that sort, this will be a great option for you. Also, Speaker GPT will help you to create frameworks in social media posts. So you can create your own framework, acronyms, interview questions, things of that sort that will help you to be a better thought leader and develop your messaging for the rest of the world on all media types. That's coming this fall as one of our upcoming features. Now, let me recap what you're going to get so far. You're getting Speaker Hub Pro lifetime access to the emerging program. You're getting a lifetime Speaker Hub Speaker Page Gold. You're getting lifetime Speaker GPT. You're getting lifetime Speaker CRM. You're getting access to a live training to get paid from podcast interviews worth $2,000. You're getting a professional speaking checklist, an SOP and video library worth $2,000. And you're going to get access to early Speaker Hub Pro features. All of this together is worth $44,985. Oh, I'm sorry. There's one last thing you probably need. Prior to you seeing this video, there's been several people already using Speaker Hub Pro in the background. So in order for you to be able to catch up, we're going to give you a fast start bonus with 500 pitches so that you can catch up, so that you won't just start off with your normal 100 pitches. You're going to start off with 600 pitches, the 100 normal plus an additional 500. How cool is that? So here's what you're going to get. Let me recap one last time. Speaker Hub Pro, lifetime. Speaker Page Gold, lifetime. Speaker GPT, lifetime. Speaker CRM, lifetime. Get paid from podcast interviews, live training. Access to the professional speaker checklist, SOPs, and video library. 500 pitches to help you to get caught up and get off to a fast start. And early access to all the premium features of Speaker Hub Pro going forward. Altogether, this is a value of $45,282. As I promised, we're going to give you everything you need to get booked for paid speaking gigs, all in one place, not all over the place. So let me ask you a question. What if all this system did was it got you closer, or actually I should say, it got you consistently sharing your message all around the world? Would that be worth it? Probably so, right? What if on the other side, it got you paid from podcast interviews and speaking gigs? Would that be worth it? 48 podcast interviews? Imagine how many sales you could make from that. But what if it gave you the ability to cancel all of those monthly tools you've been using and save hours from searching for speaking gigs and creating spreadsheets for the next 10 years? Remember, this is a lifetime account, so these are annual payments you no longer have to pay. Would that be worth it? Or finally, maybe what if it allowed you to make back some of the money you spent on speaking courses and coaches? I think coaches are great to help you to get better with your message, but I think we're better at helping you to get actually booked on the stage. Would that be worth it if you were able to put those two together and make some of the money back using the speech that your coach helped you to develop? So when it came to deciding how we were going to price this, even though I know we're giving you over $45,000 of value, I had to make a hard decision. Do we go as cheap as possible in order to sell as many licenses as we could to get as many of the 60,000 Speaker Hub members on board? Well, the problem with that is this. We would burn out our leads super duper duper fast, right? No event host wants to get 300 emails a day from strangers. Nobody. Also, that idea didn't motivate me to go over and above on the bonuses. Like if I were to give you a cheap access to this, I wouldn't have included any of the bonuses because we couldn't do it profitably, right? But then I decided to follow choice number 2. Basically require you to pay a decent amount up front to get access, right? But in exchange, it preserves the data so that 60,000 people aren't going to be emailing the event planners every single day, driving them up the wall, right? So it's limited to a limited number of people because you pay a little bit more. But also, it should keep out the people who aren't really committed to being a speaker yet. Lastly, it allows my team to focus on the few who are committed to following the flywheel process, the speaker flywheel process, instead of having to deal with those who want to fight with us more than what they actually want to speak on stage. So, remember, earlier I mentioned that there was a young lady who we helped to get booked on her first out-of-state gig. This is her. We're their secret weapon. They never talk about us because they want to keep us, they want to keep you guys away, actually. They're like, we don't want people to know we're using you. Then they're going to start using you and we're going to be competing for gigs. So, I don't mind keeping their names private to respect their privacy, right? So one of my clients here, you can see they got on a bunch of podcasts and they also got a speaking engagement coming up for the second quarter, right? But we're okay with being the little secret for everyone for the last 5 years because we know we're doing the work that's necessary. This is where we got to one in Business Insider with PR pitches, right? So this is another speaking gig we got booked. And we've been doing this for a while since here's testimonials from back in 2021. And this is from last month in May, right? So we've been doing this for a little bit. All right, so as I close up here, and I'm about to walk you through what you need to do in order to get your access to Speaker Hub Pro, I want to ask you one question first. What is one paid speaking gig worth to you? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, maybe more. How much would you invest to consistently get booked at that price? What would be the true value of a machine or system that helps you to increase your speaker fees and level up your skills for the foreseeable future? Be pretty valuable for me, right? Again, this would be an amazing deal if we just offered Speaker Hub Pro with access to the millions of podcasts, the thousands of associations. If we just offered that at $3,000 a year, that would still be a great deal because all you needed was one speaking gig out of all of the opportunities or one client from a podcast to pay for it. But luckily, you signed up for beta early access. So I want to thank you for being a past customer or a current customer of Speaker Hub. You are literally going to get a deal of a lifetime. So let me show you the small investment you need to make for lifetime access. Right? So remember, I told you, you're not going to pay $3,000 a year. We waived that. You're not going to pay the speaker fee. And you're also going to get a $1,000 discount because you're a Speaker Hub beta member. And we added all of these bonuses. When you add it all up together, it's $45,282 worth of value today. Now, in your mind, guess, how much do you think we're going to charge for this? Would it be reasonable if we charged at least 2 times, like for 2 years? Would that be reasonable? Let's say you pay for 2 years and you get lifetime access. Would that be reasonable? Like $45,000 worth of value for $6,000? Nope, I think I can do better. We're going to do better than that, right? Would it be reasonable to pay a little bit more than a year? 1 year's access is $3,000. Would it be reasonable to pay at least a little bit more than a year to get access for life? That would be great. But I can do better than that. Here's the final price that you'll pay if you sign up within the next 48 hours for Speaker Hub Pro. Limited to 48 hours or until sold out. We're going to allow 50 people, only 50. We have 60,000 people in Speaker Hub. We're going to allow the first 50 people in for $2,000 one time. Not $6,000, not $4,000, not $3,000. $2,000 one time, never pay again. Or we even have financing where you can get started as an emerging speaker for as low as $69 a month. How cool is that? So you have two options. You can do nothing. Don't take advantage of this amazing opportunity to get booked on more stages. You can go back to doing whatever you were doing to get booked up until now. But I think the best option is number two. You make a small one-time investment today in your future to see if you can at least get one more paid speaking gig to cover the cost for the next few years. What do you have to lose? The bonuses are worth more than $2,000. You can get started for as little as $69 a month, right? So if I can't get you meetings with an event planner or a podcast host, I don't deserve you as a client. I don't. I'm just being real with you. So here's my 365-day money-back guarantee. If you use Speaker Hub Pro in the Speaker Flywheel and you don't get booked after 1 year, I will give you a complete refund of a complete refund plus $1,000. But you have to give us a fair shot. In those 365 days, you must send all of the pitches that you have using the Speaker Flywheel. We're confident that our system works for those that work the system, but we know that our tool won't make you successful. Your success is dependent upon your commitment to reaching your goals. Our tool is just there to make it easier. Is that fair? So here's the real question. Is it worth investing $2,000 in this now, knowing that one speaking gig will pay for it forever? Or should you wait and sign up after the lifetime deal ends? And you'll have to pay the $3,000 a year for access without any of the bonuses, just like everyone else. Those are the two options. I'm adding all of these bonuses. Remember, this is a $45,000 opportunity. But I have some bad news before I go. At the end of this recording, there were exactly 60,203 Speaker Hub members. Okay? That means since we're limiting this to only the first 50 people, you got to act fast, right? It's only 50 of these accounts, so you got to act fast. So when those 50 deals are gone, everyone else will be on an annual plan. So go to the checkout page. If it's still alive, that means there may be one spot left, right? So here's how you can get all of the bonuses and everything. Actually, it's $45,282 worth of bonuses for $69.32. You can use Affirm or Klarna when you go to checkout, and that will allow you to sign up and get what you need. So all you do is click in the payment method, Affirm or Klarna. It'll show you the payment options. As you can see, you can pay 6 months, no interest, 12 months with a small interest payment, or you can get it for $69.32. All right. So see you on the other side. I can't wait to meet the 50 of you that got the lifetime accounts. We're going to have a lifetime of memories getting booked on stages. Thank you so much for trusting Speaker Hub with your speaking career, and I look forward to helping you get better. Talk to you later.